Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or good day, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to the next episode of No Dice, No Glory. Sponsored by our jobs that actually pay us money, we're coming to you not at all live from an abandoned arms factory deep under a mountain in West Virginia. We are proud to proffer to you the finest in wargaming coverage. Without any further ado, let's get this show on the road.
Well, thank you, Sean, for the great introduction. And I am here with two guests for a very special podcast. I'm here with Dennis and Todd from HMGS, and we're here to tell you about a very special event. So I'm going to introduce Dennis and Todd, and they're going to start talking about it. Gentlemen, why are we all excited today?
We're excited. HMGS has decided to host Cyber Wars with the cancellation of Historicon and Fallen. It's going to be HMGS's first virtual con, and we have approximately 20 virtual games and about 25 terrific speakers coming your way, as well as painting classes, and then a lot of vendors coming out with specials.
So, virtual con. So, what does that mean for those who have great beards and go to cons and game? What does that mean for our audience? How far do they have to drive to go to this thing?
Well, hopefully not further than their living room. It's actually something I'm very excited about. I'm one of the newest board members at HMGS. My name's Todd Presley, and I'm very excited about this event. Looking at it from a gaming, different ways of doing gaming. If you think about what we used to do with Kriegspiel, where you had a double-blind system and you could only move your troops that you could see, and we did it all with pen and paper and double-blind systems, and maybe you didn't even touch the miniatures. Here we can do this. We can do this virtually. I can do it from, let's say, Tabletop Simulator and do it all virtually, or I can do a webcam. And so we're going to have multiple different ways to interact with either miniatures, a simulated miniature, or real miniatures with the GM moving them around on the screen. And you may not be able to see things that you can't see. So it's a very exciting environment and allows us as gamers to do some things that we can't do where you've got these, the 30,000-foot general who can see everything on the battlefield.
So you guys are taking advantage of the fact that cons are canceled. We have to game distributed, and you're going to throw the fog of war, which we don't have in miniature gaming very much. You're going to actually put that as part of this con where gamers from all over the world can sign up and play games, and it's going to be a little bit more realistic. That's pretty interesting. What made you guys think and go in this direction?
With the cancellation of Historicon, a couple of different conventions were doing virtual cons. I believe one of the first ones to start it was some fans did Adepticant instead of Adepticon.
I remember that.
My initial plan was to kind of take that and basically do a Facebook page with some basic information. I ran that up the chain through HMGS. They thought it was a terrific idea. And from there, it's just kind of spiraled to be a much bigger project than I thought it would be. Todd suggested that we do virtual gaming. And then Mitch, you and I go back a long ways. We started talking, and you volunteered to get us some terrific speakers. And team at Night, No Dice, No Glory just knocked it out of the park with about 25 speakers, Warlord Games, Battlefront. It's just incredible.
Let's hope they show up. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about this. So yes, of course, we're all excited because we all worked on it. Let's talk about some of the games we're playing here, and then let's tell folks how they can sign on. So immediately, now I've been working with you guys for this for 2 weeks now, and yes, believe it or not, we have not been working on this very long, but I didn't know the games were going to be run like this, and all of a sudden I'm really interested. So what games should we expect to see at Cyber Wars?
So I'm gonna tell you, when I first talked to Dennis about this project, and when we started talking about games, I said, well, we've only got a few weeks to get this together, so maybe I can put on a few games. My goal was to have maybe 5 games available. The community has really really engaged with us. There's some folks who did a virtual convention called Let's Roll Con. And the Let's Roll Con guys basically opened up, all of their ideas. They really got us started to put these games online. And they even have a manual of how to run an online game that they created that our game masters have used to start building some of their events. So different types of events. There's a lot of different technologies that can be available from, you've got some users who are using Discord. You have some of our game masters who are using a tabletop simulator. You've got some folks who are using Teams. So there's a lot of different types of applications that some can be run just from your web browser, like Roll20. There's other ones that you have to download an application like Tabletop Simulator. So each of the game events has listed, here are the virtual requirements that you would have to have, either from a type of game that's there, or if you need to have a downloaded application, you have all the information you need. From a game, from the types of games, we're covering everything from really 7 years war period all the way up through, I think there's some modern stuff here. There's some pirates. We've got some folks for Gettysburg, American Civil War. And then we've even got a couple of just bar fights, if you will. Brawl at the Dragon Inn is one of the ones that came up right on top. So there's a lot of different items, a lot of different types of games, a lot of different game systems. I've got two games. We're doing the Battle of Yakubovo, which is a small Russians versus French Napoleonics battle. We've got the Battle of Shiloh. We've got we've got one from it's called Weitzer's Mill from 1781. We've got the bicycle blitzkrieg in Malaya, 1942. So really a wide variety of games that from the concept when Dennis said, I'd like to run this convention and maybe we can get a couple of virtual games going, to now we have right now 18 games listed on the gaming events. So your second question was, where do you go find it? So if you go to our Facebook page, if you look up Cyber Wars on Facebook, you'll find our Facebook page. There's a virtual gaming page that lists all the events. If you go through those events, you should be able to find scroll through any of the events, and then click on the Get Tickets to get a ticket for the event. When you receive the email, it will tell you how to get in contact with the GM or what credentials you need in order to sign up for the event. If you're not on Facebook, go ahead.
No, that's pretty neat. So we'll put a link down for folks. So some of these games sound interesting. Matter of fact, that Napoleonic game, I didn't even heard of that battle. So do I need to download a program on my computer, or I'm just showing up on Zoom? And
we have two different. There's the Battle of Austerlitz that Jim Orzechowski is running. Which is he's using Blucher, and I don't know what his other. I got to see what game system he's running. I don't see the virtual one. Sorry about that. For the Battle of Yakubovo, I've got Tabletop Simulator and Zoom. So Zoom will run in your web browser, but Tabletop Simulator is actually something you download. It's an application you would download through Steam so that you can move the troops and you can participate. What I'm planning to do, though, is that for folks who just want to see, what's actually going on, I'll be streaming the entire battle through Zoom. And so, what I'll do is I'll put up the credentials so that folks can log in and just watch and ask questions and be part of the event. I'm running both. My games are at 8 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, that's early. That's Eastern time. So
it's Eastern time.
Yeah. So guys in England, pay attention. I know a lot of you guys listen out there. That'd be, look, I want to try some of these out. We've been covering guys that have been playing on Vassal and TTS, and we've had a lot of fun with it. And it's great to see a convention kind of embrace that, especially now that, look, NashCon was canceled this week. Everything's getting canceled, other than Twisted Lords event in Oklahoma. That's a Warlord event. Everything's kind of getting canceled. So, I know it's not the same thing of putting your minis on the table, but I am just very excited about playing some of these games. And the other one I'm really kind of excited about is, look, just because COVID's going on and we're doing the Cyber War online event, this could be something in the future that we could see a little bit more, like a tune-up before a con to get folks all excited about it. Do you guys think that maybe after COVID, this would be something that HMGS would look into?
I think absolutely. So from a game master perspective, the idea that I can now enforce a fog of war that I can't do on the tabletop. I can actually make it so that you cannot see the thing that you can't see. From a game simulation perspective, that's one of the things that we've always wanted to do as tabletop generals.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's so one thing if I'm wrong, guys, tell me. I'm talking out my rear, but it seems like you guys are really leveraging this distributed gaming to really kind of make a very fun environment. So it's not the same old, miniatures that I would see if I went to a con. Sounds like the GMs are really kind of using the situation, using the environment to throw some interesting things in. Because Fog of War, hey, let's be honest, when we play a miniatures game, I see that tank company coming at me. I know when it's coming. But this is really kind of neat because the thing that miniatures don't do very well is the Fog of War. So I find this really exciting. Is this something that you guys were thinking of before Cyber Wars kind of took off, or it's just one of those things like you were so motivated because we have this forum?
I think a lot of these things have kind of just grown organically and quickly from a simple idea of a Facebook page to a full-on virtual convention. Just lots of talented people have loaned their skill sets to this idea, and it just seems to get better daily. One thing that I haven't mentioned yet is some of our painting classes.
Yes, I want to talk about that too.
Greg Zuniga, one of the hobby university instructors, is putting on a couple different videos. He's already recorded some. We're going to put those up so people can watch them on YouTube. Greg's going to be doing a Twitch channel. And James Wample, who was supposed to be one of our special guest instructors at Historicon, has volunteered to come and do a multi-hour Twitch stream where you can come in and basically do his Fort Wapple, and you come in and just talk to James Wapple and get painting advice. And anybody who knows much about painting by now has probably checked out James, and he's absolutely terrific, and we are very lucky to have him.
So what about the guys like Chris Jacks and even you, Dennis, who I see at cons, and I go, what are you playing? And you're saying, yeah, I'm just here to shop. What about, is there something there for those guys?
So we're doing a virtual vendor hall. We have listed every vendor that is in our database. So there's over 100 vendors that you can follow the links to their web store. And a number of them are doing show specials, and we are listing them under the vendor hall event discussion tab. And if you go on right now, you're just going to see the people's posts. You're going to say, okay, I know that Dave's Baggage Train's going to be there, and they're going to have a show special, Things from the Basement. And we're going to start putting up their show specials during the show itself. We didn't want to front load it and start doing it now, but we're going to get some show specials going. We're going to have a painting competition. A lot of the vendors that we've gone through, we're going to provide prize support. So lots of opportunity to spend some money virtually.
Well, I'm painting something.
Let's talk about some of those vendors. Any big names? Dave's Baggage Train, Phil, I know, I love you. I see you all the time. But like any major big companies?
We've got there's going to be a Warlord is going to be there doing a virtual sale of some sort. They're actually doing prize support for the Warlord portion of the painting competition. What else we have here?
He's looking
Looking
it
at
up.
our notes.
Well, and then
But
the other day, Firelock wants in. I believe. Did you? I think Chris from Phalanx. Did he posted
Yep.
something?
Phalanx?
I love that guy. He's awesome.
From the Basement's going to be there. So quite a few, and we're still, one of the things that we kind of want to point out is this kind of went live as an idea a whopping 2.5 weeks ago. So we still have people trickling in, and we're sending out more and more information to people. So it's going really well. Like I said, we're just continuing to push what we got going. Winged Hussar is going to be there.
I love those guys. Yeah,
Huge miniatures. Diabolical Terrain. In fact, Diabolical Terrain, if you're not familiar with them, they do 3D printing, and they're going to actually be streaming some 3D printing demonstrations and classes. So the Wargaming Company as well. So
we
lots of good
have
options.
So we have online gaming, we have speakers, we have painting contests, we have shopping. So other than the bad hygiene and the crowds, this is kind of like a real con that's going to be done online.
I was going to say we've got everything but Hall Pig and the ice cream bar, but I guess you can toss in hygiene as well.
Yeah. Which I'll tell you what, when these things started canceling, I think some of these events said, the average gamer, sometimes not in good shape, but definitely not the washing your hands all the time type. So in a way, this is kind of a safe place to game. I'm excited. So yeah, I'll just I'll self promote here. We at No Dice No Glory, I think in a period of 4 days, got well over 20 speakers from professional DoD military type wargaming. We have Warlord, Plastic Soldier Company, Battlefront, talking about what's new and what's hot. And we have Firelock. We have the famous author Benderson Little, who's coming to speak. It is, we didn't have to twist anybody's arm. And in fact, the other day I kept hearing from Warlord, like, hey, we need more than 90 minutes. Well, of course, they got John Russell. They need more than 90 minutes. So the community was just like very excited because let's be honest, how do you guys hear about new games? How do you go play test and see, hey, what's coming up, or this game is coming out in 6 months? We see them at cons. So I really wasn't surprised by how the community, especially the developers, just really grabbed onto this and really wanted to speak at this event. And it's interactive. It will be on Zoom. You can also find from the Facebook page the roundtable and just sign up for any of these amazing speakers. You will be able to ask them questions, and there will be moderators that will write down your questions and make sure they get answered. So there's a lot of fun stuff that's happening here. So we haven't told people when, and the speakers are kicking off on the 23rd, and they go, which is Thursday, July 23rd, and goes to Sunday, July 26th. When does the vendor hall start to open? Because I'm excited about that.
So you can check out all the vendors now. They're all been listed. Their sales are going to be started on the 23rd, the first day of the show. But you can kind of start warming up and planning some early purchases right now.
Really? Wow. So I could start spending money. I don't have to leave my house. And I believe a lot of these vendors are going to be giving some discounts just for this con. This is really kind of awesome, guys. Like, let's hope it rains all weekend so a lot of people attend this. But there was a lot about cons I think a lot of folks were missing. And I am very glad that you guys are doing this. And I think a lot of folks out there are as well. Because I miss cons, and who knows when we're going to see another one again.
Yeah, we don't know when the next one's going to come. But actually, Mitch, I want to throw one thing at you. A lot of our fans might not know the names of people. I kind of want to point out that for the roundtable that No Dice No Glory has arranged, are we looking at the janitors of Warlord and Battlefront, or are these like the big names?
No. So Battlefront will be Phil Yates, Chris Townley. Plastic Soldier will be Piers Brand, and probably some of the other big names with that game company. Warlord, they asked for all this time, and I see on the emails it is all their lead developers. Andy, Alessio, maybe even some John Stollard. So yeah, we're not getting scrubs at this event. I mean, two of our speakers are published authors that are coming. Well, three are published authors. Benderson Little, amazing guy. Black Sales. He was the historical director or the tech consultant for that, and for Firelock Games, all of their early colonial pirate games. Yeah, we're not getting scrubs. And in professional wargaming, I did something. Scott Roach is one of our writers. I love Scott. He's a Valhalla brother, which is an inside joke. But I do professional wargaming for my day job. So does Scott for Canada. And they showed us on Vassal a game to train military members at the leadership level, at the Canadian Department of National Defense, how to respond to a pandemic. And they've demoed it for the Canadian military, my section at the Pentagon, the U.S. State Department. And I said, do you guys want to kind of show this game off? And I really expected a no. But you guys out there, if you sign up for this, will get to see a Vassal game that the Canadians are using for training, for to get their leadership in that mind, and they are going to give a full demo of it. And I think, folks, it's Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. If you don't have anything else to do, remember, Zoom works on your phone. So, you could be sitting there online at IKEA. Wait, there's no lines anymore. And you can watch this amazing demo. So, yeah, we didn't get scrubs, but, I'm going to be moderating a lot. So maybe I represent that faction. So I'm pumped for this. I'm really excited. You figure we're going to be wrapping this up in 2 weeks. We'll be just about finished. Actually, our last speaker will be finishing, which is the developers from Blood and Valor, which is a Great War skirmish game. So I am just very excited about this. I think that the community really kind of needs this right now, where we can kind of come together online. And Dennis kind of hit it right off the bat in the beginning. I thought Adempticant, even though I didn't really participate a lot in it, I thought it was a lot of fun. And some of the interesting things that were going on, it was a total Facebook event, I thought were really neat. And when Dennis said, hey, we're going to do this, I didn't want to stay. Well, good luck with that. I really kind of wanted to help you guys out because I need it. I mean, that's why we do this. I kind of need it. And I think folks are going to get really excited about it. So I am going to put, when you guys can listen to this, go to either our page or Facebook, and we're going to have a list of all the links for all the things we talked about. Just sign up. I now want to go look at these games because I really want to play some of these games, because I didn't know that you guys were doing things like that, where you were taking advantage of, hey, Fog of War and different things. I think that's going to be really neat. Now, if I miss it, will I be able to see it later on? And I think we're recording some of it, aren't we?
Not the games. We're not recording the games, but we are. There's some of the games you can join via Zoom. So, like, for example, my two games, and there might be some other ones as well. And if anyone is interested, if they reach out to the convention, we'll be happy to hook you up with the game master and make your requests. And so there's ways for you to participate, even if you're not a player.
And the biggest thing that we haven't mentioned yet, or I don't think we have, is the cost. The cost should be something that, all gamers, how much does it cost? Guys, how much does this this whole thing cost? The average
Mitch,
gamer to attend.
that's a difficult question, and I was afraid you were going to ask that, but it's completely free.
What?
All the events are free. The speakers are free. Now we do have a web store if you want to get a T-shirt or a mug that you can brag to the world that I wasn't there. We've got merchandise, but the events themselves completely free.
Completely free.
100%.
100% free. So if I am home that weekend and everything around me is closed, I just have no reason not to be there in Europe.
No reason at all. You just start hitting play on Zoom, watch a couple speakers, take some painting demonstrations, play some online games, and then save all your money for the online store and for the terrific vendors.
Yeah, I am now even more excited, especially because the tagline is, "I was not there."
That's right. I wasn't there.
That is awesome. I cannot wait till we can have a con. And all right, so I never get con t-shirts because I have a million t-shirts in my house. If I get another t-shirt, I'm gonna have to throw away like one of my rugby t-shirts or something like, a Capitals t-shirt. I can't do that, but I am gonna get one for this con because I think it's gonna be a shared experience that nobody really wants to miss. And as excited as I was about this, I'm even more now because you guys really said some really cool things. So let's talk about where folks can find this, because right now I think anybody that's listening is already signing up. They should be. And you guys, let's go again on where they can find all of these great events for the weekend.
Sure. If you're on Facebook, you go to Cyber Wars. That's the main convention page. That provides links to the Cyber Wars virtual gaming events and the Cyber Wars HMGS presented by No Dice, No Glory page. We've also got the Cyber Wars Lounge, which is a place, is a Facebook group for people to talk about all things Cyber Wars. And we have also just put up information on HMGS.org. There's now an official Cyber Wars tab right between Historicon and Fallen. So we've come to the big leagues. You'll be able to get your Eventbrite tickets there, and hopefully by the time this is up and running, we'll have other information as well, the vendors and a couple other things as well.
So let me get this straight. I don't need to be an HMGS member. Everything's free, and I don't need to wear a mask.
That's correct.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. You're preaching to the choir here, but once again, thank you guys so much for putting this on. And I think this is going to be a hit. I think people have been playing around with some of these events, and I've been hearing a lot of traffic about, yay, we should do these virtual events. We should do this virtually. We should, try to get speakers. We should try to game. I think that you guys will probably go down as really one of the first that will do this and pull this off. But very interesting, the following week, it seems like another CyberCon has popped up, which we don't mention because they're not here. So I think this idea is going to be kind of contagious. And a lot of it is just getting the word out there of new hot games and some great speakers. And look, some of you guys have been painting like fiends out there for most of this lockdown during the pandemic. Let's show off kind of some of your great models that you've done. And I am stoked for this, and I think you will be too. And do you guys have anything else that you want to add, or we should let people go sign up?
Well, I'm gonna one thing I want to talk about, Mitch, is that this was a really great idea, and Dennis really ran with it. This has been a community event. There have been a lot of folks who have helped us get to where we are. They've been very open in sharing information. The Let's Roll Con folks, they gave us all the ideas for how to get our tickets, how to get things put up on online as quickly as possible. We have the collaboration that we've gotten from the community is outstanding and overwhelming. I'm very humbled by the number of the people from like the virtual gaming virtual gaming. I want to say community. It's there are folks who had no reason to share any information with us that have already opened their ideas to us and have been supporting the convention. So thank you very much for all the folks who've helped us out to get to this point. And I'm looking forward to this event and hopefully some more to follow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to not seeing you guys there.
So I was not seeing you too.
Exactly.
And you know, the other thing too, and I somebody mentioned this to me because a lot of people are excited. So they were like, wait, I could go and I could get blind drunk, play games and go listen to all this stuff. And I'm like, hey, look, you could do that at a con too. Just that you may have to drive to your hotel room. Now you don't really have to do that anymore. So there's so many cool things about this. So I am going to turn it back to Sean, and I'd like to thank you guys for coming on, and I will not see you at the con.
We won't see you there, Mitch. Thank you.
I wasn't there.
I was not there.
Thanks so much for joining the show tonight. Remember to follow us on Twitter at No Dice, No Glory, and keep the conversation going on NoDiceNoGlory.com, now featuring our own message boards. Have a great night, everybody.